topic of global warming has been a highly debated and polarizing issue in recent years, with scientists and mainstream media often being accused of deceiving the public about its causes and consequences. While it is true that some individuals and organizations may have ulterior motives for distorting the truth about global warming, it is essential to examine the underlying factors that contribute to these claims of deception. One reason why some people believe that scientists and mainstream media are lying about global warming is the perceived disconnect between the severity of the issue and the lack of immediate, tangible consequences. Many individuals may not directly experience the effects of climate change, such as rising sea levels or intense natural disasters, which can lead them to question the validity of the scientific consensus. Moreover, the complexity of climate science and the inherent uncertainties associated with predicting future climate scenarios can create an environment in which misinformation and skepticism thrive. However, the overwhelming majority of the scientific community agrees that human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane, are significantly contributing to global warming. This consensus is based on decades of research, countless peer-reviewed studies, and an exhaustive analysis of climate data. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC), a coalition of over 1,300 scientists and experts from more than 160 countries, has consistently stated that human-induced climate change is real, and its consequences will be severe if left unaddressed. Mainstream media, on the other hand, often face criticism for the coverage of global warming, with some arguing that they exaggerate or sensationalize the issue to attract viewers and readers. While it is true that some media outlets may prioritize ratings over accuracy, the majority of reputable news organizations strive to provide balanced and informative reporting on climate change. The problem lies in the fact that the 24-hour news cycle and social media platforms can create an environment in which misinformation spreads quickly, often going unchecked and uncorrected. Another factor contributing to the perception that scientists and mainstream media are lying about global warming is the influence of special interest groups and lobbying organizations. Fossil fuel companies, in particular, have been accused of funding disinformation campaigns and manipulating public opinion to downplay the risks associated with climate change. These efforts can take many forms, including funding pseudoscientific research, creating fake grassroots movements, and using propaganda to discredit climate scientists and advocates. Despite these challenges, it is essential to recognize that the scientific consensus on global warming is clear and unequivocal. The evidence supporting human-induced climate change is overwhelming, and the consequences of inaction will be catastrophic. Rising global temperatures are already causing melting of polar ice caps, sea level rise, and altered ecosystems, which in turn threaten human health, food security, and economic stability. In conclusion, while it is true that some individuals and organizations may be deceiving the public about global warming, the scientific consensus on the issue is clear and well established. The perceived disconnect between the severity of the issue and the lack of immediate consequences, combined with the influence of special interest groups and the complexities of climate science, can create an environment in which misinformation thrives. However, it is essential to rely on credible sources of information, such as peer-reviewed scientific studies and reputable news organizations, to form a nuanced understanding of the issue. Ultimately, addressing global warming will require a collective effort, based on a shared understanding of the science and a commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and transitioning to a more sustainable future.